Hello, friends. Welcome to Insight with Glam Guru, episode 19. And once again, we are back in front of you with something very interesting, a topic which I think you all must be thinking about from past couple of years because there has been a shift in the kind of television coverage beauty pageants usually are getting in India. We decided to take this topic because it's a very nice time to discuss it, and with the fact that this year, because of the pandemic COVID-19, not much pageants are happening on the national or international arena. So we thought to talk about it, discuss with all of you, and try to understand why is it so that India is not much looking at pageants or specifically the coverage on television. And that's why we are here today, and we will be discussing it with someone really special who is joining us live shortly. She, as you know, is a leading TV presenter and editor with India Ahead News Channel currently, and she has had a great experience of more than 10 years in the mainstream media industry. So without further ado, let me go and introduce you to our guest tonight. Please welcome Ms. Palak Sharma, who is joining us live from New Delhi, and she is a mainstream journalist. She specialized in defense sector, but she also look at the entertainment, glamour, and political affairs, and currently working along with India Ahead as a primetime anchor and the editor. Hi Palak, how are you?
Hi Abhishek. Thank you for having me on your broadcast.
Absolutely, you are joining us on this live broadcast and to talk about something which is of more relevance, and at the same time who better to talk to you. You have been in the industry in TV journalism, and you have been coverage for these events from quite a while now. So I'm going to start my conversation with you with asking you directly: do you think that pageants, specifically beauty pageants in India, has lost their coverage? I would rather say on television. What is your first-hand reaction about it?
Well, yes, I think beauty pageants are a very, very popular way of the host country's culture
Yes.
to be shown to the entire world. We have no. I'm not just talking about Miss India or Miss America. I'm also talking about bigger platforms like Miss World and Miss Universe. What is most
Yes.
important is the host country. Wherever the pageant is being conducted.
Yes.
It is an
Yes.
opportunity for that country to show a lot about their culture. You see a lot of song and dance. You see the entire setup that is made in these pageants in whichever
Yes.
country is being held. That is very dominated
Absolutely.
by the culture that country has. So I certainly
Yes.
think that the culture of we've grown up. I have grown up seeing beauty pageants. I remember every time an Indian girl used to win that pageant, it used to be such a big thing for
Yes.
us. And I have
Yes.
learned a lot personally from I in fact I was talking to a little kid the other day, and I was telling him or her that there are several countries, like smaller countries like Bosnia and Herzegovina, or several other countries like this, whose names we found out through these pageants. So there's a lot of knowledge related to it, there's a lot of culture related to it. And Abhishek, it's a wonderful topic that you've put up. I've never really discussed on this topic before, never really had anybody talking on this topic before. But I after you told me that we're going to discuss this topic, I really think we miss out on these beauty pageants that used to happen. And television is really an important medium, and I really think we're missing out something very important.
Absolutely, and I think you really rightly mentioned that it's all about the host country, and most of the time the country who is hosting this pageant are very aggressive about promoting it. But talking about in terms of India, I mean, we have had so many winners internationally: 6 Miss World so far, 2 Miss Universes, 1 Miss Earth, 2 Miss Supranational, and uncountable other beauty pageant title holders. Do you think that the focus of the television industry has shifted to some other options currently?
Well, certainly, I think the focus has shifted, and I really don't see this as a very positive change. Like I said, if you talk about 2004 Miss World pageant, if I remember correctly, it fell on the third place in viewership numbers globally after World Cup and Olympics. So after World Cup and Olympics, in which the entire world is hooked onto. The Miss World pageant came third on viewership levels. So that is the kind of data that tells you how important these pageants are, not just because they are beauty related, not just because you have girls roaming around in great gowns and swimsuits and crowns and all of that. It's not just a girl's thing. It's a very
Yes.
relatable thing. For those 1 or 2 hours till the pageant continues, I think every person, because it connects so many countries, every person in that country who's watching that pageant somewhat feels a connect. So if I'm watching Miss World or Miss Universe, and somebody from India obviously is a participant, whatever their story is, talk about Manushi Chiller, or obviously we've had so many. We've had Priyanka Chopra, and we've got Lara Dutta, and like several people, Aishwarya Rai. For those 5 minutes or for those 2 hours, you feel a connect, and not just to a person of your country. When the ladies tell their own stories on that big, that world stage, when they talk about philanthropy, when they talk about how to give back to the society, when they talk about there are questions on general knowledge. So it's an entire personality based show. It's not just about beauty and the standards of beauty acceptable around the world. So and there's we're talking a lot about racism these days. So you have girls and ladies of every color, every every sort of background there, and it's a very holistic kind of an event that connects the entire world together, and we are a global we are global now. There's connectivity everywhere, so I really think it has taken a backseat, and like I mentioned earlier, I'd really love to see it back on air. I think it just imparts a lot of understanding and knowledge at the same time.
Absolutely. And talking about, as you said, diversity on stage, and what to talk about, 2019 has been an amazing year. Miss Universe, Miss World, Miss USA, Miss America, Miss Teen USA, all are black women, and they are the flag bearer of diversity. And we can certainly see that beauty is not conventional anymore. It's not fair skin, 5 foot 10 inches, long hair. It's all about bringing your perspective at an international pageant. Now I'm going to talk to you about something about the ratings. What is this rating this TRP based business is all about? I mean, you have worked in this industry for quite a while now, for the betterment and for the understanding of our viewer. Can you talk about how this rating system works, and what are the priorities of the advertiser as well as the production houses or the parent channel who used to telecast or broadcast these patterns live? What are the agendas of their mind, and what are the different factors which bring such events on live television?
Okay, so particularly talking about pageants, I'll come back to TRPs later. It's really not so much an expense on the person, on the news channel rather, or whatever channel, in private channel showing it, because mostly the expenses, as far as I know, are bared by the host. So the entire concept, the entire show is based on how the host or the host country is producing it, how are they giving out rights to which channel. So usually we used to see, if I'm not wrong, all these pageants coming out on Star World and certain channels like those. Yeah, absolutely. So distribution is obviously the business part of it, and you have rights. You need to buy those rights to air that particular event from the host. But the other thing obviously is TRPs. Now TRPs, Abhishek, you've also been a journalist for many years. You've worked in television, and you know this, the game of TRPs very well. Obviously it works differently in India, and it works differently in other countries, but broadly I think it's the same around the world. TRPs really determine what needs to be shown on TV. However, having said that, the entire perhaps concept of TRPs somewhere, according to me, is a little skewed, because TRPs don't really give out the exact number of people watching a particular show. Because if we were to go by that, Miss World or perhaps any sort of beauty pageants have the highest number of viewerships in the gone years. It's almost like reality TV. It's all happening live. So when you see beauty pageants, obviously they are very attractive. They are cultural. They are diverse. They are a big pomp and show. It's like a Sanjay Leela Bansali movie. So obviously it has a lot of impact. And as far as TRPs for these pageants are concerned, I think they are skyrocketing. So then obviously there should have been no reason for discontinuing the pageants on television. However, that has happened. So obviously there are certain background reasons for that. However, what I feel is that TRPs really don't give out the correct idea of what a viewer wants to see. We are going by the bark systems here. I won't go into the explanation of what bark is, because it's going to stretch it very long. But when you switch on a TV, and if you have a meter on your TV to decipher what channel you are spending your time on, and you're not really watching that channel, it is still running in the meter. So I may be watching a particular channel and not be in front of the TV. So in my opinion, it's a little bit skewed. However, TRPs do play a big game, and we won't know what exactly is the reason why we don't see beauty pageants on television anymore. But really, I think it is an important factor worth considering, the fact that TRPs aren't really an exact give out of what the viewer wants to see.
We are discussing about the importance of television coverage as far as pageants are concerned, and she was here with us, and she will be again joining us, and we will like to talk about some of the important aspects of beauty pageants, not just in terms of their kind of coverage. And as the Palak was talking to us about the kind of importance it has in terms of ratings, and what are the deciding factors actually which are very much important as far as this pageants are concerned. And I would like to also tell you that in past couple of years we have seen that there has been a shift from the television to online streaming, and that's what we're gonna add. Palak is back with us. Palak, we were discussing about the television ratings. Do you think that the digital era, we have so much OTT platforms now, and all the international pageants are now streamcasting their pageants live on YouTube or on Facebook? Do you think that is our option which will stay forever, or do you think it is just a time situation, because people are very much active online, so they are promoting it as well? Do you think the conventional approach is long, or the digital era is definitely gonna be the next thing?
Well, Abhishek, I'd like to say that every medium has its charm. TV has its own charm. Obviously, we are moving to the digital world, which is very exciting. Everybody has their phones. Like just now, it's an example. I couldn't connect with you on TV. I couldn't connect with you on my laptop, but I'm connected with you on phone. So I can move around. So obviously, this is one. Digital has immense advantages. There is no doubt about that. You have everything on your fingertips. You can just switch on and be there at watching the pageant anywhere you are. Even if you're moving, you're traveling, you can watch the pageant if you have to. However, I, in my personal thoughts, I'm a little conventional like that, and I feel that those times, obviously those are bygone eras when the entire family used to connect and sit together in your drawing room, switch on the TV because you have a Miss World starting in at 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and
it used to be a very big
absolutely.
Yes,
And you'd hoot. I do remember growing up, we had neighbors coming in or friends coming in, sitting together, watching the pageant for 2 hours, and obviously celebrating if the winner is India. So, but then we need to give newer platforms a chance. TV obviously is always there, and now of course you have an option of connecting to the television, your mobile screen. So I do think that being unconventional is a good exposure. It's a good chance to move forward. I would say that the reach is more, so in that manner it's good. However, I feel the popularity has gone down, because certainly even now, what television gives you, what prime time in news means. You can watch news or your serials the soap operas that you get on TV,
Yes.
on your mobile
Yes.
phone now. However, the conventional method of watching an important news at 9 p.m. in your drawing room, or watching, my mother likes to watch some serials at that particular time in the evening when she's free from the kitchen. So you can't take that away. You can't take that charm away.
Absolutely, and I also
So
feel, yes, I also agree to what you are saying, and because these events are not just about entertainment factor, they brings the community
Actually,
together, they brings the families together nationwide. I mean, India has been supported by Asia Pacific and Latin American countries. For them, it's like World Cup. You look at Venezuela, Colombia, Puerto Rico, Brazil. These all are the countries who are so passionate about their delegates, and in this current context, if I can tell, Philippines is the new powerhouse of pageants, and these people are so much passionate about their delegates. And so at Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, and even Nepal now is joining the pageants, and they are doing good, and they are getting the exclusive content and very passionate about bringing the title to their respective countries. So really, I think, yes, a conventional method is something which also should go parallel along the unconventional method. Now I'm going to take that comment which we discussed about earlier. We have a viewer, Kritika, and she's asking, it's I second with the topic, and wonderful topic to discuss. In a current research I conducted on role of television in promoting beauty pageants, she's saying that she found that lack of TV coverage has resulted in lack of awareness about the pageants in India. What's your take on that? Absolutely very valid point. Palak, do you think the awareness has gone down to a level where people are not aware what Miss World is all about? I mean, we had Manushi Chheda winning in 2017, but do you think did it have the impact, the kind of impact Sushmita, Aishwarya's, or 2000 arena? I mean, Lara, Priyanka, Dia, the kind of victory we have seen in our teenage. Do you think that has it given that impact, or it has lost its sheen?
Well, absolutely, and I totally agree to Kritika, who's saying that it might have lost its impact. Like you're saying, it certainly has lost out on popularity. Like you said, the latest one being Manushi Chillar. Most of us and the people, the young lot around me, I see, found out about Manushi Chillar's win through the internet or through news portals. So it was directly in news, which is how we found out that Manushi Chillar won. We would have to go to the internet platform to actually see the entire pageant. We did not, like earlier times, sit down and watch the entire pageant and scream when an Aishwarya Rai or a Sushmita Sen or a Lara Datta or a Priyanka Chopra won. So certainly lost its popularity. The transparency as well. We, like I was mentioning when I joined this webinar, that it's not just about conventional ideas of beauty. It's a lot about culture. It's a lot of knowledge that you get about the number of countries there are in the world which we may not even have heard of.
Yes.
What do the people of that country look like? What is the color of the people? What do they wear? How do they speak? And obviously the whole country. So that is the kind of detail that we are missing out now. Now we have capsule news, and if a beauty pageant, if a person wins a beauty pageant from anywhere around the world, we'll just get to know through perhaps an in shorts or a news capsule, and we'll get the name, and perhaps we'll just Google and read about the person.
Pointed out this point, which is very important to understand for all of us, I mean general public, that it is about cultural exchange. I mean, I'm sitting in India and I can talk about Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, with the fact I have never been to there, I have not studied about them, and I don't know much about these countries, but these delegates who represented them talked about their issues, talked about their culture, community. That's why I'm aware. And that kind of coverage and that kind of understanding exactly Indian delegates have given to the world. I mean, Aishwarya Rai in her one of the interviews said that I was quite surprised with the kind of perspective foreigners had about India. They thought that people in India are not able to speak English. How come you speak so fluent English? And the slang about a country of snake charmers and and people riding on the elephant. Yes,
Yes.
all these myths have been broken only because of these delegates, not just pageants, but yes, other representatives, other ambassadors of the country who have represented us and, broke the barriers about what India is all about. So that's what is very much important. And I also stand by with the point that it also makes her aware of the fact what is happening around. How would you understand? I mean, if you talk about Venezuelan crisis, the one thing which comes in our mind is Venezuelan Miss Universe or Venezuelan Miss World. So that kind of relatability is of course there. So now, Palak, I would like to talk about now the Miss India thing, Femina Miss India, prestigious pageant, I mean, of India. So many title holders from this camp. Unfortunately, I had a chance to be with that team unofficially. I had been to that pageant thrice, and I know what it takes to, formulate such a pageant. But what I got to know with the discussing with such issue with the sponsors and advertiser is just that there is no space for a pageant on television right now, and that's the reason they are looking at having it a delayed telecast, 15 to 20 days, and it's more like a Bollywood show, award show, dances, happening. Jokes have been cracked on femininity or on Miss India. I mean, so much something which we have never expected from Miss India. And there has been a time of Mr. Pradeep Guha when the candidate or contestant at a stage is given so much of coverage. Now, I have put this comment in front of you to ask you this. Do you think that national pageants also need to consider live coverage of Miss India pageants? The last time it happened live was 2009. After that, it was exclusive, and 2013 it was exclusive. But till date, in 7 years, no live telecast of Miss India pageant. Do you think nationally some time or some sort of a live attention needs to be given to Miss India pageant in order to get that arena or get that pageantry back?
Well, most importantly, what I feel is that not showing it live directly affects the transparency of the pageant. We are talking about a Big Boss or any other live TV show, reality TV. We all like to see it live for a reason. So obviously,
Yes.
the live factor of any, talk about news, talk about reality TV, talk about shows. What
Yes.
live TV brings to you is not exactly does not exactly have the same effect as what you see when it's edited and when it's processed and brought to you 15 days later. Because by then we are in a digital world. 15
Yes,
days later, you
absolutely.
already know who Manushi Chillar is. 15 days later, you already know where everything about her. You just Google Manushi Chillar and you know everything. And you perhaps
Yes.
don't want to watch that pageant 15 days later. So one is that.
Absolutely.
Secondly,
Absolutely.
I really think these pageants are way beyond, especially now, they are way beyond beauty, just like we've been discussing, Abhishek.
Yes.
When somebody participates in Miss India, you are talking about a lot of knowledge, you're talking about global scenes. The question answer round is actually really that becomes the deciding factor on who will become the beauty pageant holder. So, and then, those girls who win the pageants, they go on to represent India on the world stage. So
Yes.
obviously, like we were discussing earlier, people then get to know about India on a global platform.
And I think that's a
So,
very good point you have made, and I want to push it once again. Pageant is all about live thing. You need to understand how that candidate has won, what has been her merit, and why she deserves to have a sash called India at an international pageant. And if it is not live, people are not going to take that seriously because there is no novelty added to it anymore, which it used to be. It is not just about entertainment factor, but it's about the transparency, which you are saying in the result and the kind of merit she has. She need to prove live to the audiences that she earned that spot and she deserves that crown to represent India internationally. Yes. Now let's talk about the last aspect of it, because since we don't have much time, and it's been a very interesting discussion with you, Palak. Do you think what is the future of pageants in India? I mean, we have had Manushi Chillar. If I talk about the last 10 years of international pageant, we won Miss Earth in 2010, then Miss Supranational, our new pageant in 2014 and 2016. We also had our first ever Indian and Asian Mr. World, Rohit Khandelwal, in 2016-17, and Mr. Supra as well, Prathamesh. And since the last one is Manushi winning Miss World. So couple of victories, I won't say very disappointing here, but do you think the kind of victories we are having or also the television coverage is giving a push to the youngsters to come up with something new, share their stories. And do you think that kind of push to these current girls or boys who are looking at pageants seriously, or it's just a matter of a chance, or they just want to take this opportunity to maybe into showbiz, modeling, or something else? Do you think some more
Right.
seriousness to this business?
Right. So, like you rightly pointed out, Abhishek, mostly these beauty pageants, as the name suggests, have been stereotyped as somebody who has a model-like body, who is pretty,
Yes.
who will go to the pageant, win it, and then eventually take to Bollywood.
Yes.
But there's a lot more that women are doing. All the girls who enter Bollywood pageants have a history of education. We have lawyers, we have engineers. Priyanka Chopra, we all know, wanted to go to NASA. So
Yes.
all the girls who are participating in these pageants obviously have a educational background, which is not
Yes.
talked about. They also have dreams other than Bollywood. There are people, the first Indian Miss World went on
Yes.
to become a very, very popular doctor.
Gynecologist.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. So, we are not really talking what has become, what is beauty pageants is now a stereotype. So perhaps the youngsters are not taking it seriously. I think advertising, what
Yes.
goes behind it, is really, really important. I think it's very important to give out the philanthropy part of it, the social service part of it. We know Priyanka Chopra as an actor or a global star. We don't know that, a lot of us don't know that she works with with UNICEF, or globally, for a lot of
Yes.
poor children, or
Yes.
or different races.
Right.
So there's a lot that needs to be done as a part of educating our youth as well. Participating in a beauty pageant is all about a holistic personality. It's
Yes.
about education. It's about how intelligent you are. It's about how spontaneous you are. Also about how you look. So how you
And I
look
also
is
think, yes, yes.
just one little part of the entire thing. So I really think that more needs to be advertised about how these
Absolutely.
beauty pageants give you a chance to become that person who can make a difference, not just in your country, but
Yes.
represent your country around the world globe.
And I think one more point which you have made it again very interesting to me is that the diversity. If Miss Universe can have a diversity, Miss World can have a diversity. Yesterday only, Miss Grand Thailand happened in Bangkok. First ever African Thai beauty has won it once again for the first time. So when all these countries and international pageant can have a diversity, why can't India? I mean, we had some Northeast girl, Payden Umyu was Miss India supranational, and a couple of them, but very small representation. We have so much
Exactly.
diversity from north to south. Look at the south, look at the west,
Right.
look at northeast, of course.
Look at Northeast,
And
yes.
yes, and there I think the organization need to push such talent in order to make girls relate to them, so that they are there not just to flaunt in a stunning evening gown, but to tell a
Right.
story, to uplift the community. Many of these girls have uplifted their community to a level. I mean, Suman Rao, she uplifted last year. She was the second runner-up at Miss World. She talked about the conservative society of Rajasthan. She talked about her own mother's story. She still do the parda. So all these things are very much relevant in today's society. And if these girls are not coming on an international platform, I think it is definitely gonna be not much of an interest. Let's quickly take some couple of more comments, Palak, before we wind up today's show. We have Sunita Mishra. She's saying very informative session. We have Aparnika, and she's saying, do you think if these pageants telecast in India time zone, then we can have more awareness about the pageants? Yes, I think that has been a complaint of most of the followers, Palak. Miss Universe telecast 5:30 in AM morning time, and I think that's not a comfortable for time, because it's an American pageant and it telecasts according to the American time zone. And Miss World usually, if in China in evening, or if in London it's 10:30. Do you think that is also one of the reason Indians are not much passionate, so they think what to watch will anyway watch in the news next day?
Well, everything has its pros and cons. So, when you want to watch something live, that's the price you pay. Also, at the
Yes.
same time, when you already know that a pageant has happened and who's the winner, then you might not be very interested in watching it the next day, because you've already, in our digital world, everything is on our fingertips. We've already found
Yes.
out who the winner is. We've Googled about the winner. We know what family she belongs to, what is her educational background, what does she do, what is she going to do. So obviously it loses a bit of an interest. But I mean, I think that's a problem that, if I may call it a problem, that really can't be addressed, because you have different time zones across the world, and if you're really wanting to look at something live, we have a price to pay. If not, and
Yes.
it obviously is about absolutely about the interest that you have. I would love to watch the pageant even after knowing who the winner is, only to know how she was selected, or who were the other people competing against her. So I think time zones can't be helped, but our interest can be helped, and that really should make it worth it.
Absolutely. Let's take one more two comments. Kritika again. She's saying, I want to congratulate the expert Palak for discussing very valid points. So congratulations, Palak, there. And we have a very good comment by Bade Mia, although it's an anonymous person, I know, but the point is very valid. And he's saying that Manushi was an MBBS first year, and she had a good educational background as well. And but after she resigned, I mean, her reign was over, she joined Bollywood too, and the rest all we know. She has already signed 2 films with Yash Raj, and one of them is with Akshay Kumar. What's your take on that? Do you think such examples again kind of makes disappointment to the viewers, as exactly what this guy is saying? Once when she joined Miss World, she was an upcoming doctor. She talked about menstrual hygiene. She provided funds. She raised a fund, and she talked about that project. But after 3 years, she's back to Bollywood. Do you think it's just about perception, or do you think they really need to have this kind of exposure in order to make much more impact?
Well, the unfortunate part is that Bollywood, or anything to do with glamour and TV, gives you faster and bigger popularity as compared to anything else. So when we were talking about the first Indian woman to make it to Miss World,
yes,
she's a very famous doctor, and she's known across the world. But by how many?
My inspiration is actually Rita Faria. She said on Miss World stage that she aspires Dr. Rita Faria.
Exactly. So Rita Faria, how many people know about her? How many people know what she's doing now? How many people know that she did not get into Bollywood or into Hollywood or film industry or glamour industry? She continued what she was doing. She's married a doctor. She's settled abroad. She is a famous doctor right now. Similarly, with other, not everybody goes on to become a Bollywood star, or rather does not even get that kind of chance. So sometimes you're just 1 or 2 films down, and that's it. Then perhaps your movie career is over. Sometimes you hit it off, like Aishwarya Rai did, or Sushmita Sen did, or Priyanka Chopra did. So, but then it's a fact that Bollywood gives you the kind of fame, the easy fame, the popularity, the money, the glamour, and the fame actually is what is very, very important. Which unfortunately, if perhaps Manushi would have taken to MBBS, maybe she'd have lost the limelight, and that was her concern. So I think as a society, it's a very pertinent question that the viewer has asked us. As a society, I think we need to put on a lot of more focus on the person being an all-rounder. That person had the capacity to look pretty, be intelligent, have a great personality, have a nice educational background, and win that pageant. And after winning that pageant, they are giving back to the society in whatever way they deem fit, of course. And that could be other than Bollywood. The problem is that we don't advertise all those people too much. So that I think is a problem at the end of media, society, and we as people in general.
Yes, absolutely. And I think a very valid point. And just being associated with Bollywood is not just about, we don't have to consider, because anyway, girls or women like Aishwarya Rai and Priyanka Chopra, India is known because of these girls. They not only made into Bollywood, they made Hollywood, and they are the global ambassador till date, even after 27 or 20 years of their international victories. It's almost 3 decades now, but still people are, understand about our country and they look up to India because of these ambassadors. So that should not be taken in a negative way. It is also an industry itself. Now, Palak, since we are about to conclude our show, your final verdict: do you think pageants should come back live on your screen? You would like to see national and international pageants, or what is your recommendation to the upcoming advertisers about the telecast of these pageants?
Well, I hope, Abhishek, some advertisers are listening to me. I would love to see the pageants. I've grown up seeing these pageants. My generation relates to these pageants. We've grown up, perhaps, as little girls, we've grown up wearing fake crowns on our heads and sashes around our shoulders, and perhaps behaved like we are winning a pageant. So I think that's missing in the current scenario. That's missing in the youth of today. They don't really relate to it. We are living in a very fast world, and I would love to, because it's holistic. Like I said, it's educational, it's entertaining, it's global, it's a lot of knowledge, it's a lot of diversity and culture, and just too much. So and in a very, very nice way. So I certainly would want. I hope really this piece of chat that we are having today goes out, and we could really see some pageants back on air.
Absolutely, and that's what is our initiative, and our desire that such content should go, and in general people should understand the myths and the things very much understandable about pageants. And yes, of course, I also agree with your point that in order to understand, not just for the sake of entertainment and enjoyment, it's about cultural exchange, educational awareness, international perspective, and the kind of exposure a 2-hour show give it to you will not get anywhere else in any book, because they are not just about beauty but about the stories, the perspective, the backgrounds, and specifically international coverage you get to see for 2-hour show. And that's what really incites you for your awareness as a citizen of this country or of this world. Thank you so much, Palak. It was great having you on our show. Very insightful, very entertaining, and you have always been very entertaining on screen. We have shared screen already, but I have spoken to you once again on our platform has been very insightful, and we really thank you for giving your time and joining us for this interesting discussion today.
Thank you so much, Abhishek. It's been a pleasure always, and it was a very, very interesting topic. So thank you for having me over to discuss something so relevant. Thank you.
Absolutely. So guys, that was Palak Sharma joining us live from Delhi, and she was talking about why is it important for television to give a good coverage to these beauty pageants, and we've already discussed all dimension of it in order to get today's generation to connect with this pageant, not again for the sake of entertainment, but as an holistic approach, and to understand what world is all about. It is beyond the thing which you see on television. It is beyond the WhatsApp forwards, and it is beyond so many things which are related to such events. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Keep coming back to us. You can like our page Facebook at Glam Guru. You can also watch us on YouTube at Glam Guru, and on Instagram Glam Guru. Till then, stay home, stay safe, and we'll keep coming back to you with some more interesting topics and experts from the industry about pageants, glamour, and all about this industry. Thank you very much. Good night.